So I'm a mom of an 8-year-old girl who has epilepsy, a very severe form of epilepsy. And she went through years of very difficult seizures, untreatable. She was considered one of the worst cases of her syndrome type. And we didn't know how long her life would last. We didn't know how bad it was going to be, but her seizures were severe. Her seizures were, we're talking hours-long seizures, life support. And it was devastating. I think she was 1 or 2 when she failed every drug, and we had nothing left. So there's always some other drug in the cupboard left to try when one failed. When you failed that many drugs, you really have very little chance of anything working. But we started looking into one last effort, and that was cannabis. So we're in a legal state, it's Colorado, and he from Afghanistan, me from here, our parents, other parents in the world that were doing this, we're just starting to dig in and do research. So there's parts of the plant that are an anticonvulsant. So I was calling Israel, France, I was calling everybody who knew anything about cannabidiol, and that's the component we were discussing, that looks like it stops seizures. And it looks like it's a very well-known and very strong anticonvulsant. And I thought, boy, it's Colorado, one of the forefront states that have legalized this medically. I'm sure I can find somebody to help me extract and get and breed what I want. And I met Joel Stanley at that time. That was literally the day I quit, was the day I met Joel. And he said, I'm breeding a plant that's, I don't know, I just wanted to see what else I could pull out of it. We know there's hundreds of thousands of things in the plant, actually. And I wanted to see what else that's medical we could get out of this plant to help these patients. And he had a plant that really almost exactly just fit what we thought we would need for her. High in CBD, low in THC. It was hemp. And we thought, how do we get this guy to help us? And I don't have millions of dollars to extract this and start a laboratory, and I don't know what I'm doing. And he agreed to help us, and that was how Charlotte's Web, that whole oil started. And so I really didn't think it was gonna do anything. But maybe, at the least, it could just help her ease her suffering through this last time, like an end-of-life comfort drug. And we tested it, we cultivated it, we made it into oil, we got it exactly perfect. I started her on this clinical protocol, and I was putting it in her feeding tube. She couldn't swallow, and she's very, very sick, pneumonia, just very bad. And I put it in her surgical stomach port, and I measured them out, and her seizures stopped. So that's the story. It was 7 days before she had her next seizure. So she didn't have 300 seizures that first week. Nothing had done that for this kid, like nothing. And so we were astounded. We were I knew this was working. I could see that at this point. Well, for my kid, I knew it was working. And I just wanted it told accurately in case it was going to work for other people. When we told the story, I think there were 43 other kids, similar cases on this exact same oil. And so we were seeing the success rate. I think we were at 85% responder rate. So 85% of those 43 were responding to greater than 50% seizure control. And so we knew it worked. We knew it was working. It was this massive whirlwind situation. Our lives changed the day we started. It took a while to get her to where she is now. She's about 99.9% seizure control. It took about 6 to 8 months to get to that. Gradually just trending upward, just constantly improving. But from that first dose, she hasn't been to the hospital. She hasn't been on another drug. She hasn't had those 50 seizures a day. So she had 1,200 a month, 1,200 grand mal seizures a month, not counting all the thousands of small ones every day. And she has like about two a month now. And we're coming up on 4 years. This is almost 4 years ago. And it's very obvious to our family. So Charlotte was wheelchair bound. She couldn't swallow, she couldn't eat, she couldn't talk, she couldn't do anything. She had no quality of life whatsoever, just suffering. And so right now, today, she can ride a bike, she's running around, her twin sister's like the joy of her life, her older brother. We have a family again.